Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, I can hear you.
Thanks.
And we can hear you. We're waiting for 2 more people for quorum.
I think this should be. I would also check. This is so directive.
Gosh, so. Last month we were like so prompt. Did you hear that? No, some people weren't coming. Who? Okay. Okay, thank you. Who else, Lee? Did she say she was coming? I don't have what's done. I mean, I swear I've texted her before, but. Oh, wait, oh, wait.
I'm gonna send you the, just the two things. Emmanuel, do you know what the Wi-Fi is here? The Wi-Fi, just forget. The bouncer. Okay. No, just for guests. I don't know. We don't know. The guy's gonna find out.
I'm fixed now, sir.
Oh, good. One more. And Vicky and Lee were just texted. Her office is pretty. Oh, she keeps getting stuck with the panelist request, password request. There's no password?
There's a password, but it's really intricate.
Do you need it to get on?
Yeah.
No. You do, there is a password.
Do you want me, are you texting her?
Lee? Yeah,
Do you want me to relay the password to you?
please.
It is,
Do you want to text it to me and I'll text it to her?
I don't have that phone on me.
Okay. Why are we echoing?
City systems are very quirky.
Okay,
Is there a non-panelist password?
the panelist password is lowercase d,
D is in
Two.
dog?
D as in dog, 2,
Uh-huh.
lowercase b as in Victor, capital J as in jump, capital E as in everyone, capital J as in jump, capital B as in boy, lowercase t as in Tom, capital W as Wendy, 32.
Thank you.
Yeah. What are you doing? I am not a jungle gym. I'm your father. Why you got so much energy?
Somebody needs to mute.
We have lots of people, so somebody has me on twice and we're echoing from here. Oh, maybe not anymore. Okay, awesome. Good afternoon. Happy October 1st. Happy fall.
Can we get a easier passcode next time,
Yes, we will be working on that.
please?
There's some laughing so hard that some people are snorting in the room. You're missing. Okay, great. We are going to call this meeting to order at 4:36, please. Thank you all for being here. It's not a long meeting. We don't really have any approval items. So there can be lots of discussion around briefings. The first thing did everybody have a chance to look at the minutes? If so, can I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Great, thanks. All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Great. Meeting minutes from September are passed, and we will move on to briefings of conservation and maintenance. Guy and Lynn.
Guy, you're here. No, you stay there. Just a minute. All right, go.
Well, what do I say? There's some renovations going on at Pegasus Plaza, and some of the artwork was in the actual way of the deck that they're building there. So if you look on the far left one, they were trying to protect it in all honesty, but they were chunking stuff off of the rooftop near the artwork. So we actually physically relocated them temporarily, still in the Pegasus Plaza, and then we notified Brad Goldberg about trying to re-envision the Pegasus Plaza. So we're working with him, trying to get him under contract. And then we're circling back with Downtown Dallas Inc. and the people that are actually doing the renovations, as well as a bunch of other people, parks, to find out exactly how we can get this paid for, since this wasn't in any of our conservation and maintenance plan for the upcoming year. So.
And you may be wondering.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah,
Yes.
So is this something that we couldn't have anticipated, or how did this happen is I guess what I'm
Okay,
trying to
that's actually what I was going to say. You may be
You may
wondering
be wondering
how
how
this
this
could
could happen.
happen.
Wait, Lynn, it's because someone in the audience has their mic on, so they're all off now, so it shouldn't be, there's no feedback.
I'm going to try this one more time. So as best we can understand this process, the developer's proposal to take Iron Cactus and redo it went to Park Board. It was never flagged, the plaza. The plans that were presented at Park Board did not have any impact into the artwork area. There was no involvement in the actual plaza. And then revised plans were then sent to permitting, and they were issued a permit without going back through parks or looping us in, and the revised plans did impact the artwork. So there's been a great deal of confusion about this process and how it ended up skipping in the permitting process, both parks and Office of Arts and Culture, and how we need to correct that. So we are actively correcting that process so that when areas that have public art are going to be impacted by any building or design or concept, that we are part of that discussion. Does that help, Vicki?
Yeah, I mean, it just sounds like there was a big clusterfuck. I mean, I'm really, I mean, this is so distressing. That's such a beautiful piece that Brad did in that plaza. I mean, it's very disturbing.
Piece is. So this piece it relates to the Pegasus on the Magnolia. And the concept is that when, Pegasus was, with the nine muses in Greek mythology, and when his hoofs hit the ground, sacred springs came forth. So if you look at the plaza, the nine muses are detailed in these boulders. So if you look at this one, that's Talia, the muse of comedy, and there's nothing funny about this situation. And then, and there's streams that run through this. So we will get this resolved, Vicky. And Brad he would like to see this plaza clean and activated. So he's on board with it, reimagining this kind of the way we reimagined the Cotton Bowl and Carpenter Park. So this may be an opportunity, just dressed up as a mess.
Next slide, I don't know if we have it. This might be it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay, so we are going to move on to briefings of the public art projects. I guess we'll see what is first. Shadow lines.
Shadow Lines is first. So we, just a quick update that I, along with Norman Lee, who is one half of Recite, were panelists and gave a presentation for the, let's see, here we go. The Society of Experiential Design, which was in Dallas last Thursday. And we talked about memory of place. We talked about shadow lines and Martyrs Park. Overall, everyone was really excited about this piece, that Dallas had been in such a bold move to create this memorial. And so it was very well received. As you all know, we're always happy to share shadow lines with everyone that is willing to listen to us. We're also, as you know, we're in the midst of producing a short documentary on hallowed ground by the same team that worked on the documentary Rising for the Hall of Negro Life. And we are also currently working on the art signage, the art ID signage, which talks about the artwork, the artists for Shadow Lines, which is very just our typical standard sign for all of our art pieces. And I think the next one's just a snapshot of our the itinerary, and then that is a work in progress poster for On Hallowed Ground.
Oh boy, my turn. Great progress on the watershed gates this past week. I now know everything there is to know about traffic control in the city, so if you have any questions about traffic control, I can answer them. However, we got the sandblasting done as well as the priming, and the gates are looking 10,000 times better than they were before already, so that's super exciting. If you want to go to the next slide, I have images. I don't know if you remember what they looked like before, but they were a crusty cream color with a lot of dirt all over it. So they've been cleaned by the water department, sandblasted and primed, and the Calcium Projects is going to start painting as early as Friday on that first set of gates on Bud Street, which is this one right here in the picture.
And I'll add in there real quick that I actually got to see the process over, because one of these is right down the street from me, and I got to meet one of the artists that is working on the gates, and she was very nice, and we just talked about public art in the community and different types of things. So yeah, it's just that in itself is a big improvement over what the gates used to be. So it's very exciting to see this progress.
Next, Old East Dallas Workyard Park. Community engagement is still in progress. We will be attending Council District 2's Fall Fest on October 19th at 6 p.m. We'll have actual paper survey so that if anyone is interested in filling one out, then we'll also have, of course, our QR code that links us to the survey online that will still and remains open. And so we're still working on community engagement and opening up opportunities for the community to engage with this project at this phase. I think just our link to our survey. Thank you, Emmanuel. The Family by Madeline Weiner continues its fabrication phase. I think if we go to the next slide, we should have, as you can see, the boy's face is starting to take shape. And so the carving continues on this, and I'll just continue to bring you all work in progress images as Madeline sends us to us. Walnut Hill Recreation Center, we had, if you recall from our last update, we had proposed to the artist, Julia Owsley, if she would be interested in redesigning her design to really fit more her overall body of work. And so we're still working with the artist. We hope to have a resolution to this, to how we'll move forward with this project for our next meeting in November.
So that this is an example of a project that may just not be a viable project. The artist is not under contract. They're over budget. And so we're just trying to figure out how we can still have art at that location. That's it, full stop. So you may see a few of these coming down the road where we as a team are reimagining these.
And Harry Stone. We are also in the midst of community engagement for this project as well. We are working with Councilmember Moreno's office. He was really interested in attending our in-person community meeting, but he was unable to attend our September meeting. And so we're working with his schedule to see what date will work best so that he can attend. And so as soon as I've got that information in hand, I will share it. Ooh, West Dallas. So we I actually do have a really good update for you all. This morning we met with our community advocacy group as well as the artist Eliseo to propose a new potential location in West Dallas. If we go to the next slide, please, Emmanuel. We are in collaboration with the Parks Department are proposing a site at Bickers Park. This is already it's a small park, but one that the Park Department is very happy to offer as a potential location for the artwork for this memorial to veterans in Dallas, primarily those with a history in West Dallas. And so today was just a proposal phase. How do they feel about the site? They like it. So at this point, it is now our charge to begin doing site investigation with the Park Department, property lines, etc. The Park Department will clear out some of the shrubbery and kind of do a bit of a cleanup to really preliminary prepare the location for this artwork. And it does kind of give the background. We already have some existing infrastructure on site, sidewalks, bike lanes. So there'll be various points of access to this artwork. And so our purpose for today's meeting with our stakeholders and the artists was how they felt about this location. And so they're very open to it. So we'll just continue to go through our points of kind of work through our checklist to see how what we need to do to secure this site for this project.
German, before you move on, will you explain where it would be in the park and what you see when you drive down Canada?
Yeah, so we have several sight lines for the artwork. Let me sort of situate myself here on the map. And so, oh Lord. So at the very
It's in between the location of the artwork would be in between the top loop and the right angle path. So it's not in the middle of the park where it's indicated with the little red circle. It's actually closer to the water. So you could probably have, I'm imagining, this is so exciting to me, reflections when you're driving down Canada of the artwork in the water. And it's a nature preserve. So like while we were standing there, there were, birds that were coming, red wings. It's really beautiful. And so there's a presence on Canada, a large street, but it's still nestled into this community park.
I think that's it, unless anyone else has a question about it. We're just excited to get this project moving forward again.
Oh, this is me, flight 1 and 2. They have not yet taken off. We have been waiting, as you know, for the sculptural engineering drawings. So they have been sent now. They are with aviation now. So both the foundation and the sculpture drawings are ready with aviation, and they should be right now actually building the foundation already, because they've been waiting on those drawings since last fall. I spoke to the artist actually this morning, and she's right now in the process of ordering the material. So not that there's any wood here, but knocking on wood that the fabrication can finally start within the next few weeks. And as you're familiar with, this is what it will look like. Kleberg Riley is much more exciting by comparison. So we are accepting the artist applications for that project. It's both on CodaWorks. I've also posted the RFQ with Glasstire. So we should hopefully up our application numbers by there. But from what I have seen, the quality of the applications is actually pretty high that we're getting in. And I have been receiving quite a few individual inquiries from artists, emerging artists, how to apply. So I have put on a very informal Q&A session for next Thursday, where I will just invite every artist, and you can forward that too, please, if you have any artists that want to apply to a public art opportunity, where I will just really be there to answer any questions on how to apply for these opportunities, in particular for Kleberg Riley, but not exclusively. And that is where Kleberg Riley will be situated. There's a splash park in the back. So I'm hoping that we get something whimsical, something really unusual out there that still maintains the rural character of the landscape out there. Crockett Dog Park.
Yep. Can I ask you a question? There's in community engagement. Is that this coming October 19th, January?
That was
last year.
That
right?
was last
Okay,
year. Yeah.
I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Can I just ask all of y'all, when you have some time to just go through and clean up the
Just remove
slides
those,
to
yeah.
update them? Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Then Natural Encounter, Crockett Dog Park. The artist has actually encountered some issues with our Office of Risk Management. So she's still in the process of updating her insurance policy. So there's a lot of word by word combing through the policies, but we're sorting this out right now. And the council resolution has been submitted for signatures. So we should go before council on November 13. And once council approves the project, we can get barking and get that dog up and running.
And that's the name of the piece now. I've
Natural
never seen
Encounter.
that. I've
Natural
never heard that.
Encounter.
Okay.
We call it Cloud Dog informally,
Right.
but it's Natural Encounter because the cloud and the dog
Yes.
encounter. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Vickery Park. We are closing the community surveys at the moment there and starting, I have actually written the RFQ already, taking the majority of the community engagement into account. And while I'm waiting on the translations of all these different languages, not every language had submissions, but those who did, they're now with comms to be translated back into English. And then I will update the RFQ. Then the RFQ will go through to the library director. and council as well, so that we can refine if they have anything to add in terms of stakeholder ideas and input. And then we will publish that as well and invite artists to apply for it. Oh yeah, that was it. We actually had nice side effects from our community engagement there. We were able to use our pictures, and I just tinged them in this color, and we could actually use them. Some of you have seen them at the State of the Arts event, so they came in quite handy as background pictures there. Forest Green Branch is exactly in the same status like Vickery Park, so we're closing the community survey. I will keep all the surveys open because there's no harm in accepting more opinions if people come, but the RFQ is in the works right now and will be reviewed by library and stakeholders, and then we will publish the RFQ as well.
In both those two projects, we've asked libraries to increase the budgets since they're really important to each neighborhood.
So yeah, this is just a reminder, that's what our QR codes look like when we look for community input. And this is what the community feedback actually looks like. So when we get our surveys back, we get individual responses. Some are just one worders, like what would you like to see, nature? And other people are very, very detailed and original in their responses. And these are the ones that we're actually looking for. They tell us about the neighborhood. They tell us about topics and stories. So that is where we get the ideas from that we will share with the artists when they create their designs to be inspired by these input phrases that we get from here. It also tells us, when you look at the pie charts, it tells us whether the respondent lives in the area or why they are, what they are to frequent businesses, or whatever their purpose is in that area. So that's what the feedback looks like. Then Singing Hills, we're working on the shortlist for that. Actually, I was inspired going to the Nasha last weekend, so I spontaneously invited artists that show there at the moment, and they actually just responded this afternoon that they would be glad to be on the short list. So let's add them to that. But we have a good short list of, I think about 5 or 6 artists now. The very popular ones have given us the cold shoulder and not responded because the budget is not big enough, but so be it. So I think we're well prepared and to move forward with that. And I will also go out there on Thursday of this week at Singing Hills and hold an office hour. There's a senior luncheon to get more input on what the community wants to see. And that is the beautiful building out there with the building site. And Trinity Strand, no updates there. The project hasn't been really initiated yet. Lynn and I need to go out there and do a site visit and start community engagement out there.
When we just got a note today from Economic Development about how they would, and they would like to update the TIF there. Please don't ask me what TIF stands for because I actually don't know, but the TIF board. So we will, and we've requested that any information or community feedback that the TIF board has, that they will also provide that to us. And we actually look so forward to reaching into this design and gallery community because I believe this one will serve us well in the future.
I think that's it for me. Yep.
Tax incremental financing.
Thank you. I can do PID, but TIF.
Okay. Tipton Park, we are currently also dealing with risk review and risk management. I just spoke with the artist this morning as well. And she's speaking with her insurance agent right now, so we're just double checking her policy against risk review right now. I also met with Laura Johnson from the park department yesterday, Monday, as far as scoping out some other possible sites for the work, because Peyton, as you all know, has proposed 3 different sculptures. I don't yet have an updated map, but we were kind of talking about placing 1 sculpture by each Tipton Park sign because there are 3 in the park and they're all outside of the flood zone, which is something we had to think about in this park. So there's one at the other cross street, not Bernal, so sorry I can't see that far away, but I'll have an updated map for you all next time. And we are going to City Council in November with this project, and I think that's it. Okay, I have some updates on Botham Jean. If you want to go to the next slide, I can show you. So this is Laura's piece. She has the base plate done and a flower that's going on there. That butterfly at the end is not the exact one that she'll be putting on, but there will be butterflies in that style. She's been working on stuff for the state fair, so that has put us back a little bit, but we're in full fabrication right now, and still planning on being done by the end of October. Okay, same for Scott, if you want to just go one more slide. So these are the enamel tags that will be on the piece, and these are being painted. We have had some like significant delays with this project as well, but again, this one will be done by the end of October. So hopefully we'll have those two done in October, and then we'll have the art walk / dedication for all the pieces on Botham Jean in December. JC Zaragoza, we had the dedication on Saturday. It went great. Everything looked awesome. We had Representa Foundation out there performing in the morning. It was great. It wasn't too hot. If you want to go to the next slide, I have a picture of everybody that made it happen. I think Guy mentioned previously when we were talking that this was felt like a really great dedication because it felt more genuine and less like pomp and circumstance. So everyone was super awesome, and Jonathan and Samantha are wonderful to work with and just awesome people. So we all had a good time, and see y'all at the next one.
So Keller Springs, Guy and I are working on this one. This has been the request. There's no real update on this one. Next. Oh, that's your drama.
That's me. So Guy and I actually had a site meeting 2 weeks ago Wednesday, to actually really kind of get familiar with the exact location for this piece. What we need to do now with aviation is really get their final dimensions, final location, because it is a huge stretch of street, and our budget is just simply not going to accommodate anything significant. So we just need to get a little bit more clarity on what aviation is really imagining for this. And so we've asked for dimensions, we've asked for locations, any additional renderings that aviation might have. Aviation has also done a considerable amount of community engagement already, including the potential for artwork for this project. And so we're just kind of finalizing site information for Dallas Executive.
All right, well, thank you. I have a slide to talk about community engagement. So as a new member in the public art team, one of my goals professionally, personally, and per request from the team is to work on more tools for community outreach. So based on my background as a teacher and background working in museums, I thought, well, those are the resources I'm going to look for, and then I can expand my research later on. I started a document, now it's just 6 pages, but it states on the very last when I have a timeline for myself. and to check with Lynn my kind of milestones in that research. Basically, the research is ongoing because I keep finding new stuff that is really useful for our purposes. Anyway, so I just wanted to share just a little bit of what I'm doing. The rationale and outcome is really just to extend this outreach into more parts of the community. I wanted to share this really cool diagram that I found where it kind of, if you wanted to place public art kind of in all these strands, you really can, because we need a physical asset, right? But then you need associations, individuals, culture stories, local economy, and institutional, which basically is us. I highlighted with a star the segment in which I want to reach out more as a team to different members in the community. Because we have set in place tools that we're using, for example, the office hours at different sites, right? In which we start communicating with stakeholders or people interested in joining our public art process. We have the survey, and those are really cool mechanisms that I think really help us to feed the prompts, right, of the projects that are going to be out in the community, open calls and so forth. But I think we can enrich all those tools and maybe create like a community engagement toolkit. So anyone working in this capacity of an administrator in public art can grasp all those ideas and maybe create their own tools. Even if you're not an art educator like some of us are, or visual artists, you can also use those resources and then just use them in whatever event you have to speak to the community and gather information. So I found through the American Alliance of Museums 2 articles that are really kind of the basis of my theory framework at this point, but I know I'm going to keep finding new stuff out there. So one of them is actually not in the arts scene, which is the ABCD, asset-based community development. That was actually theory created in the early 1990s by 2 scholars from Northwestern University. And it was for empowering communities on how to revitalize communities in urban planning. That places that community building and revival based on the idea that communities are a half, how do you say it? You said it's not like half empty, but half full. So thinking about community being the half full glass. So not looking at what's missing, but what's out there already in the community that you can use. And that's why it's called asset-based, because you're always looking at what is relevant in the community that you can actually identify being useful for that community building. And then the other one is CAL, Connected Arts Learning. That's really centering the student at the center of the conversation and bringing ideas to the classroom, but really like facing them outside of those walls in the classroom and empowering students to think about big and their futures. And it's all about instructing the youth of our ideas and how can they collaborate in this building of the community, because they're already part of it. So I think they both kind of match nicely into something that we can build up, with public art tools. So community outreach, I'm thinking about, and I already started, drafting emails and sending emails. Not always I'm going to be successful, of course, because people are really busy, especially school principals and anyone working in public school. But I'm thinking about reaching out to PTAs, PTOs. In high school, they're called PTSA. Administrators, counselors, teachers, clubs, anyone who has an idea for us to consider when we are creating these prompts or when we are creating these big questions, and ask community members on what are the ideas, what is a story they would like to share with us, so that can feed into the creation of projects. I'm thinking about, just broadening the spectrum of stakeholders, so neighborhood organizations, any kind of club out there, any kind of gathering of people, no matter the age, no matter the, the likes and dislikes, everyone can have a say in what we do. I was also thinking about the Dallas College, because I'm also a faculty member at one of those colleges. I'm like, well, there's these students that maybe would like to participate in this conversation about public art. So anyway, those are just some ideas. If you know of an organization that you think we should reach out, please send them towards us, because I would really like to communicate with them. And I'm thinking about creating this pilot project, working with DREMA, just as the first two trials. I call them exploratory field research, which is basically just putting tools out there and see if people really respond to what we're trying to say, and what we're trying to gather. I'm thinking of an exchange. So we actually ask stories from them, or anything that we can translate into data, qualitative data that can inform our projects. And then in exchange, we give them educational opportunities. So parents always want their kids to learn something, right? We always want to have children participate in activities where they can not only learn, but they can also give us back what they know. As a teacher, I always try to reach the student with the base that I'm not teaching these kids really anything. I'm really just giving them tools, and I'm the one learning all the time. So based on that idea that we're just, part of the community, trying to reach out to them and see what they want to, share with us. And then the last part is that training that I'm going to try to sign up on time so I can do it. It's like a few weeks, I think it's 5 weeks. It's an online training. And this is not geared towards arts education, but it's actually about community building. So I'm going to try to set up a registration in that training. Does everybody have access to the slides? So can they click in that little thingy that I put in there? Okay, perfect. So if you guys want to learn more about those articles that I'm reading, I added that link from the American Alliance of Museums. I think that links to that article that says, what are the museums learning about this ABCD framework, and what are the results from these learnings? Some of these museums are actually changing their whole mission, thinking about asset-based. So not just like museums being like repositories of knowledge, but actually places where things happen and people talk and actually build community. Do you guys have any questions? I know that was a lot for one slide. Sorry.
Thank you. It's actually really interesting. So yeah.
I'll
Does
keep sharing.
anybody online have any questions? No.
And we tasked Adriana with coming up with this toolkit, because we do, coming out of COVID, how do we reach back into community? How do we communicate and make public art public? And really, how do we create place? And so that's what we have. That's what we're doing, thanks to Adriana and the rest of the team.
Great. Chair report. The only thing I had is we talked about this last time and then sent out the Arts and Culture Advisory Commission rules and procedures. So in there, it talks about the attendance policy, and that is 25% of any 1 year. So we usually meet 10 times a year. Yes, I got that right?
Yes.
Yes. So you can't miss more than 2 meetings. And the way this was explained to me, which is not as clear in these rules, it's rolling. So we're not saying from this date till 1 year, it's constantly rolling of a 12-month period. So that's the way it is. Are there any questions about that? Great. And then congratulations, we have 4 members that were just reappointed. I'm going to get it wrong. Husani, Cassandra, who were you just reappointed? Sorry. And somebody else. I'm sorry for Demetri. Oh, thank you. Thank you all for being amenable to serve and help and be part of this committee. And it was passed last commissioners meeting, which was last week, maybe September 19th, maybe. Yeah, that sounds right. The days are going by quickly. And so then the rest of us that are resident members will be up for reappointment a year from now. And there are two, because we rotate on how it works. So if you have questions about your specific appointment, please reach out to me because I finally have it straight. So, or Emmanuel, or reach out to you. Either way. And that is it. We have our next meeting. If you will remember, we agreed to have the meeting on November 12th so that we are not all together on election day, and you're free to go vote at your leisure that day or do whatever you might want. There's no meeting in December. I do have a question for the staff though. I have a tentative down that we have a dedication on December 14th.
It's still tentative.
Okay.
That's when S was talking about the art walk. That's our goal.
Great. So everybody can hold that. And then I see that the 2025 dates are tentative. Is there a reason why they're still tentative?
They just always are until we get them.
Oh,
But we can
okay.
change that.
Yeah. So we'll untented. Yeah. No. Okay. We can't do it here because it's not on the agenda. Yeah. So. Perfect. Okay. Are there any questions, comments?
Oh, I have one more thing actually. Emmanuel, will you go one more slide? One more. One. Oh, there. It's in there. Keep going. I'm sorry. I think it is the last one. No worries. But it's fun and exciting, and I would love to share it with you all. Oh no, it's not in there. Okay. Weird. Okay. Oh, there it is. Yay. Okay. So if you can see the screen, this is a 3D printed version of the offering mural that we just installed. I've been working with a local artist on 3D printing smaller versions of all of the work we have installed in FY24. So here is one version of that. They look really awesome. I'm currently waiting on the actual physical version, but I have all the files and they're rendered really beautifully. So that's something that we're trying to present to the commissioners and councilmen of those districts that Martine was really interested in because of Guy and Adriana's small mock-up of the mural that we brought to the State of the Arts as well. So just wanted to say we're doing that right now, and it's very fun and cool looking. So.
Thank you.
Hey, S, I have a quick question for you, and this is maybe for the staff and the chair as well. Is there any possibility for the city to sell small printed versions of public art through the culture centers or anything like that?
So
Can I answer that?
the city
Hassani?
in the contract, everybody's on mute. Okay. So thank you. In the contract, there is a clause that talks about use of artist copyright. The city can use it, that it's not for profit. However, I know that there had been conversation years ago about licensing some work with the artists. So in the current state of the contracting, the way we do it right now, no, but a licensing agreement is a possibility in the future.
Cool. I think that would be just a really neat way to like promote public art in the city, and maybe they can go through the culture centers or whatever that contract ends up being. But yeah. So thanks.
Any more comments, concerns, things we want to share, happiness? Okay. Well, then this meeting is adjourned at 5:20. Have your evening back. Thanks y'all for being here.
Thank you.